What's up, guys? Tony the GM. I'm going very deep on Fernando Mendoza this year, and I'm showing you guys. Normally I don't show you guys all my work. Here's the thing: Mendoza does certain things very well. They include timing on anticipation out patterns, back shoulder throws, short verticals. He does short verticals with a little bit of like fade up both sidelines. He has very nice touch on those three types of throws. Now, there are major flaws with his game. Okay, I want to show you this play. Take a good look at it. This is the only time he actually moved in the pocket. On tape, guys, on a positive play. Okay, they roll him out right. Very rarely goes left. He has very few continuation plays on film, guys. The ones that he does have are within 10 yards. So he breaks pressure. He has very few. I believe he has one or two throws past 10 yards on a pressure play where he breaks the pocket. He doesn't move in the pocket at all. At all, guys. He runs from pressure. He has a very good center, by the way. I think the guy's draftable because he runs up the middle on pressure quite a few times on film. Now, as I said, you're looking at positive plays only right now. Now, what you guys don't realize is that at Cal, the previous year, before he moved to Indiana, he was second in the country in sacks. That shows something. Now you see that play right there. That was a luck off. Okay, he has very few second progression throws on film, also, which is a major issue. Is it because they're not asking him to, or is it because his processing after his first read drops off significantly? This is where you look. He also has very, very few pressured throws, guys, on his completions, okay? So it's positive plays. This is an example, okay? He goes to run. He very rarely throws the ball on a continuation play, guys. His positive plays are basically clean, okay? Clean pocket, very little pressure. First read plays, wide open receivers. He does very little on a vertical deep plane. He has very few completions, 20 plus yards up the center of the field. Very few. Okay? You're going to have to be able to challenge tight windows in the NFL. Now, what he does do well, the anticipation outs and back shoulders and short verticals, they sort of like went away against the higher level competition that he faced. Okay, you can't make a living like this against pro quarterbacks. When he went up against the tougher teams, Ohio State, Alabama, Miami, that have NFL defensive talent, those windows that he was throwing to, they disappeared, and they're going to further disappear in the pros. Now, I rate very hard. That's what I'm talking about with his fade, nice touch on short verticals. Okay, take a look at this throw. He does this well. He does a few things very, very well. Now you see that the tight window stuff is very, very rare, especially against high-end competition. That play right there was his one of, I believe, two throws on a continuation play. Okay, where he had to break the pocket, and he actually made a play on the throw. Okay. See, he breaks the pocket and he continues on to make a play. That's one of his he only has a handful on tape, and that is his best one. Okay. He rarely lucks downfield on a continuation play. Most a couple of dump offs, that's it. As I said, very rarely hits the middle of the field. Okay. This is Stanford. Okay. If you go up to the higher level defenses, it's like hitting lotto. They also set up his verticals. They do it just to keep it honest. He's gonna be vertically challenged in the pros on his deep balls. Okay. So those are my. Now this is looking at his positive plays. That's not where you find a quarterback. You need to look at his negative plays in order to find a quarterback. So, in summary, you know, uh, first read, he improved when he went to Indiana because he had protection. He had a great line, great coach, and great receivers, good running game, good defense. That limited the amount of times that he had to go second progression on throws, extend plays. It limited that. Okay, but there's a distinct difference between A and B. That's an underthrown ball, guys. Okay, uh, that's going to be an issue in the pros. His arm strength is he makes up for lack of arm strength with anticipation. Okay, a lot of that's going to go away in the pros, guys, against real competition. That anticipation out is against Old Dominion. Okay, again, at that tight window, he did it against Stanford and against Old Dominion. But when you go up a notch, you're not seeing this at all. Okay, that's a nice throw. These are issues that you really have to take a look at. And as I said, another tight window throw against Kennesaw State, guys. Kennesaw State. Okay, these are all going away in the pros, guys. That's not a completion in the pros. He very rarely goes. He also very rarely does stationary routes. He's lacking on the horizontal plane. He's lacking on the tight window throws. What he does do well, the pros might take a lot of that away. Okay. Very few fades. That would be considered one of his only fade routes on tape in the end zone, in the red zone. Okay. I mean, he works hard. And there you go. Another continuation play goes to run. I mean, if he has more than 5 pass plays on a continuation after being pressured where he has to leave the pocket, I think 3 or 4 maybe dump offs, maybe 1 or 2 past 10 yards. That's going to be an issue, guys. Okay, Fernando versus Alabama. Let's look at the bad plays, guys. Okay, this is the difference. First read taken away, it's a sack. Same thing, first read, he can't get rid of it, it's a sack. He's also going to small ball, okay, against a tougher competition. They're protecting him. Now, the one thing that people have to understand is he's playing higher level competition. This is his best throw of the game, guys. Protected pocket, anticipation out. Did you see the difference in separation against the higher level team? That's going to get smaller in the pros also, guys. So getting away with this, that's a great throw for him. Okay? But those windows are going to close even more in the pros. Now, also, he breaks the play again. Everybody's covered. This isn't going to work in the pros at a high level either, guys. Normally, he gets the first down against a weaker competition on these plays. Okay? Another anticipation out. What happened, guys? The windows are closing. That's a pick in the pros, probably. Now, here's the thing, okay? He has a. This is going to be an issue in the pros, okay? When he has the time to make this throw and he has the clean lane, he will take advantage of his opportunities, which is a major positive, guys. Okay? I mean, he's locked on this guy and he has him. He makes the throw. You know, there's no complaints whatsoever on this play. But the issue is what happens when he's pressured? What happens when his first read is 100% taken away? That's a major issue going forward into the pros. That's where you find your thing. He's not continuing plays consistently, guys. He's not. He's not moving in the pocket at all. Okay? Look, the play's dead automatically. He didn't even budge. You know, his first instinct is to, you know, he had no options there. But it's consistent with his tape. The play's dead after his first read is taken away and he's pressured. He goes straight to run. Okay? That right there was his only layered throw. Okay? That wasn't actually layered. But, you know, it was a nice touch pass. It's probably the best pass he threw versus higher end competition of the entire season. Okay? Should have been caught. You know, it was fumbled or whatever. You know, he actually didn't hold it long enough. But the point being is that he doesn't have a lot of high-end NFL throws on film. See, the play breaks down, and, you know, he continues again. He's not looking up. He's not. Guys, I'm telling you, the scent is really good. Multi-progression, he might have had somebody top right. High arm strength makes that throw. Same thing, separation, out pattern in the end zone. He does the same things consistently. You know, he's going to have major issues against higher end competition in the pros if he's on a bad team. He needs a protected pocket to be consistent. You know, he's a product of great coaching at Indiana, guys. That run up the middle is all over his film. All over his film. So to sum it all up, he has touch on certain routes. He does not move in the pocket. If the first play is covered and he has to break the pocket, normally the play's dead. He resorts to running consistently. He's not a high-end athletic quarterback. You know what? He is a pro quarterback, guys. I don't see the high-end elite talent, guys. I see that he's going to be able to learn how to read pro defenses. He will be able to throw a touch on certain types of passes, but he won't be able to challenge, you know, up the field. Great defenses are going to give him an issue lack of support give him an issue. Take care, guys.